I can see is emotes in chat right now. All right, here we go, guys. Emily Andrus, Tim Rozon, Kat Burrell, Varun Saranga, Michael Eklund, and I cannot say the F word, but last but not least, Danny effing Kind. Yay! Oh my gosh. We are so excited to have you guys here. Also, HomeCon crew, we are giving away Wynonna Earp Blu-rays and merchandise generously donated by IDW Entertainment. So just put an exclamation point giveaway in chat and you could win. Nice. You could get a Blu-ray. Ooh. You could get a Blu-ray. You could get a Blu-ray. So yeah, and also don't forget to donate. Obviously, 10% of the proceeds here goes to first responders first, and we want to give all of our love to our hardworking healthcare workers. So please donate if you can. But you guys, we're so excited to have you here. Chat is going wild. We got Michael in a unicorn onesie, seeing a lot of facial hair. So we're kind of in the middle of Q life here. And last Q panel, life. I asked you guys, like, what have you been up to? But a fan, honestly, Ruthless, wanted me to ask you guys, what is the weirdest thing you've done during this time? And I thought that was kind of a fun spin on this. So let's start off with Mr. Unicorn here, Michael Eklund.
I think the weirdest thing I've done is this right now. I haven't worn this. I haven't worn this in a long time, so it gave me a reason to pull it up.
Okay, all right, that's the weirdest.
Never take it off. It looks amazing.
Emily, what about you? What's the weirdest thing you've done during Q life?
I'm trying to homeschool my children, so I hope they enjoy being professional like gamers, because it's just a disaster. My little guy and I made a pretty big Rube Goldberg machine, which was pretty cool. So, and I got really into it, so it was pretty awesome. Yeah, okay. I guess that's the weirdest thing I did.
Kat, what about you? What's the weirdest thing you've done?
God, I think I've been going for drives. Just that isn't inherently weird in itself, but I just go for drives and then I watch cute animal videos on my phone while sitting in the car. Sort of sad, but that's like I was in the rain the other day and I like got a Poke from the convenience store and I was watching animal videos in my car in the rain.
I'm sorry, what did you get from the convenience store?
The Poke. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. You know, the delicious Poke, right? With the little chocolate dip. So that was me 2 days ago. Amazing. I just need to get out of the house. So the driving is become my thing.
It's pretty rough.
What?
It's rough for you right now.
Well, I have to
videos in the car.
Guys, yeah.
That's my rough. That's my version of that's my healing time.
Hey, whatever you got to do to heal, right? Cute videos, exactly. Pocky sticks. I'm down. Tim, what have you been doing? What's the weirdest thing that you've done during quarantine?
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty weird, so
the usual.
Yeah, quarantine's kind of been fun for me. The dad life's been the best thing ever. I taught myself to juggle, which was pretty awesome. I'm actually a juggler with 3 balls. No problem. I can juggle 3 balls. Emily.
Like, is that a medical condition or like just good with 3 balls?
I was about to say, I'm about to sit you up real nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I already let Pokey go about how you can get a Pokey during quarantine. So.
I'm good with the balls.
I see the Pokey joke now.
There's a guy called Juggling Josh. You should check him on YouTube. He's pretty awesome.
Shout out to Juggling Josh.
Juggling Josh sent me a kit of like real juggling stuff. So now I have the pins and these hoop things that I don't even know what to do with.
Guys, we have got to get back on set or Tim is going to run away and join Cirque du Soleil. We have got to get this pandemic over or like we're going to lose him to Juggling Josh.
I'm on to trying to learn the pins, which is hard, and don't do it in the house is another thing I learned about.
Like a pins. Bowling pin?
Yeah, they're next level. They're really hard.
You know what? Josh? Call me when you can light them on fire, you amateur. Then we'll talk.
Juggling Josh is Josh by Sci-Fi. Josh from Sci-Fi is actually Juggling
Josh. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the pins.
Tim, I challenge you to a juggling contest.
Oh!
I've also taught myself to juggle during quarantine.
Really?
Oh. Wow, y'all are talented. Varun, how are you going to top that?
Juggling Josh gets around.
How about Varun? What's your weirdest thing, Varun?
I willingly gave myself a mustache.
It
looks good. We like it.
I like it too.
Pull it off.
Like Borat, and it broke my heart.
Your mom's very hip. My mom would never know who Borat is.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. All right. So mustache. What about you, Danny? Weirdest thing.
I have been doing a lot of wrestling with my 2 naked sons, and I had a black eye for a week.
Amazing.
Just tiny little shrimp dicks out all the time.
I know.
As much as possible. A lot of wrestling. Yeah, I had a sweet little, my first ever black eye like a week ago. I felt good about it though.
Did you like it?
That's cool.
Yeah.
You guys gave some wild answers. Like I was gonna think, I went for a hike or something, and that was all over the board there. Following up with the
welcome to Earp.
Yeah, right. Following up with the Q Life questions, Katarina wanted me to ask, what would your characters be doing in quarantine? What kind of at-home conflict / drama would they be cooking up? So, why don't we start off with Emily?
Well, I am not a character. So
you're not
I
a
would
character,
be,
but what would you see, I guess, happening?
I would probably be doing what I'm doing right now, which is like still finding ways to procrastinate from writing. Like, like I still have the back half of season 4 to write, and I think I would just be finding excuses not to do that.
What could you see the characters cooking up though? Because like since you're
all
like
the characters.
Well, pick out a couple. Like what would you mastermind? You're the mastermind. You orchestrate all this madness.
God,
so what would you see happening in Q Life?
Fraud syndrome kicking in.
What would Bullshar be doing?
Bullshit.
That's a good one. What would Bullshar be doing? I like that.
He'd be feeding people seeds, and like he'd finally get around to watching The Wire, I guess. Like he finally has time, right? Like he's been in a tomb forever. He's like, what's Twin Peaks? What's that about? Like, I feel like it would be funny though, like everybody quarantined in the homestead. Like think about how hilarious it would be if like Nicole, Mercedes, Bobo, like Jeremy, Doc, Wynonna are all quarantined in the homestead. That would be, I actually would love to write that episode. We could film it over Zoom.
Please do that.
A Zoom episode.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Please do that.
Yeah, that would be so
That
fun.
would be amazing.
I will do it for
Emily, you
12
had a great
Canadian.
answer.
I will do it for two 24 rolls of toilet paper.
That's a
price.
deal.
No,
we got to figure that out, Earper. You're going to get a bunch of toilet paper now. Knowing the Earpers, they're going to find some way to make that happen.
I should have said Ferraris. Oh, well. Yeah. No, just kidding.
Emily, that's a great answer. Tim, what about you? What would Doc be doing in quarantine?
Well, I mean, he quarantined for 140 years at the bottom of a well, so I feel like he'd be pretty good with that until like the urge of needing blood to survive from someone else would take over because he's got the whole vampirism to deal with. I'm sure it would get hectic, but yeah, there'd be drama somehow because that seems to follow Doc Holliday around him no matter what.
Everywhere.
There'd just be drama, and he'd shave.
What?
Okay.
I thought you said he would chafe.
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 That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Like he didn't stock up on lotion before the quarantine? What happened? I don't understand.
I don't. He would shave.
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 I personally don't know how one chafes. So
You never chafed before?
I honestly don't know how you would shave unless you're riding mechanical bulls or something.
Well, I'll show you.
Your nipples chafe
We
from
can
running.
offline
Yeah, I was
that
going to say, what about running a marathon?
Running, nipples chafe.
Okay,
Nipples chafe when you're running a marathon?
Maybe that's
Cat.
Yeah.
What would Nicole be doing during quarantine?
I feel like Nicole would be doing everything that I should be doing, like exercising. She would probably I think if she was quarantined on the homestead with everybody else, she'd be like fixing things and getting stuff done and being like, guys, we need to use this time efficiently.
So
and assigning jobs to everybody. Yeah, like fixing all the broken stuff that has been bothering her for years. But she's
that Wynonna's breaking.
Yeah, that Wynonna's breaking. So she would force the girls to start fixing it all with her.
She would be productive.
She'd be
100%.
productive. She would be
100%.
super productive.
All right, Varun, what about Jeremy? What's he doing? How's he handling Q Life?
I think for sure he would be running multiple D&D campaigns. Mastering all of them. Like he'd be putting in that work to make some cool campaigns for people.
I like that answer.
That's a great answer.
What about Bobo? Michael,
He's holding a protest.
Oh no!
Oh
no!
Not me.
Brad. No, I know.
No.
So hold
Danny.
on. Hold on.
Okay.
Bobo's quarantined every day of his life.
Mhm.
Okay, he's stuck in the triangle every day. So everybody's just experiencing what he has to go through every day.
Mhm.
So
Or Bobo.
poor Bobo.
Poor Bobo.
Sorry, you guys are stuck.
Chat, we need to start that. Everyone just needs to be writing poor Bobo all the time. Like, I'm totally down for that. All right, Danny, Mercedes. I can only imagine how Mercedes would be handling this. What do you think?
I think Mercedes would be doing every YouTube makeup tutorial that she could find. And like educating herself on like vintage sex toys or something like that. Like she would be like learning, you know.
So your normal life.
Like improving herself.
These are great.
I think Mercedes would get a YouTube following from it too.
That would be amazing.
I feel like
she's
Mercedes would single-handedly go through Tinder and be done Tinder. Like just go through all of Tinder and be like, I saw everybody. Yeah.
If a woman could do it, it would be Mercedes for sure.
Yeah.
So talking about all the weird stuff in quarantine, we got to roll this group video question that we got. We showed it to you guys earlier, but let's roll it for the chat really quick.
Hey, what up? It's Soul Fam. So this question is for the Wynonna Earp panel. So we've been on this Zoom call for like 5 weeks straight now, and that's including while we're asleep. Some people might think that's a little crazy, but whatever. So what's the craziest thing you guys have ever done? Clink, clink. Clink, clink.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But what was their question?
Yeah,
I
we're
forgot.
back live, you guys. We're back live. So we showed you guys this video, and yes, they have been on a Zoom call for weeks, and they wanted to ask you guys, what's the craziest thing you've ever done? So not just in quarantine, like period. Their question is, what is the craziest thing you've ever done? Danny, I'm gonna start with you because for some reason you're popped up first in my Zoom chat. So lucky you.
I Zoom chatted with all of those people today. They've had their camera on for 5 straight weeks. And I was like, are you guys going to rob a bank? Because a bunch of them had masks on, and it was very terrifying. But also like...
And clown makeup.
Clown makeup.
What?
Scary. Super scary. But also like, how fucking cool is that? They were talking about how they can like leave the room and come back in, and they have a whole bunch of people in their home with them, and just like how nice and comforting and beautiful that is. That's really incredible.
That's
I don't have an
really
answer to your question though. Sorry.
She pleads the fifth. What about the rest of y'all? Craziest thing you've ever done? Emily, you want to answer? No.
God, no. I'm so.
Plead the fifth. Tim.
Well, I've done a lot of crazy things that involved a lot. There was one time that I was in Honduras or Guatemala, and I was driving in a van, and it was one of those vans that had 2 sliding doors on each side, and I thought it would be awesome to go out while the car was driving down the highway in Guatemala, out one door, climb over the roof of the van, and come back in the other. And I did it while we were doing like 120 kilometers down this highway in Guatemala.
Oh my gosh.
Don't recommend that to anybody.
Oh my God.
That was awesome. Well, in my defense, I got bit by a scorpion the day before, so I feel like I was still
invincible.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I felt like there's nothing that's going to happen.
There's Tim's craziest thing.
Yeah,
Kat,
great. Anybody else have? Yeah. So this one time
Right.
I was driving down the highway and
Yeah, I know.
how am I supposed to follow that?
Honestly, Mikey
I kiss
and
Bruce
Tim have the
Springsteen.
craziest stories.
Like,
I don't
Michael, you've got to have something.
Tim and Michael.
They just seem they're so normal to me, though.
Well, they're exciting to the rest of us.
I'm gonna piggyback Tim's, and I was in a fight once, an argument with an ex, and we were in a car.
Ooh, I'm getting my tea.
And she was driving, and I was like, I needed to make my point. This is a piggyback on Tim's answer. And I said, you let me out of this car. And she said, no. So I said, if you don't let me out, I'm going to jump. And so I jumped because I need to make a point.
How did that go?
Did it feel really good to be right?
The part 2 of the story is she, about a week later, did the same thing, and she jumped
Oh my God.
from the moving car to end an argument, and then we got married 8 years later.
Aww.
Well, that might top it. I don't know if
I
should
know.
ask anyone else.
Mine is like I turned left on a yellow. I'm like, guys, yeah.
But the end of the story is we're now divorced.
But what a ride. What a ride.
What a
You only live once. You only live
ride.
once. Come on.
Next time
All
I'm
the
gonna offer
layers.
with either one of you guys, if you don't do something exciting, what is the point of anything? You guys, those are crazy ass stories.
Those are, yeah.
For some reason, I'm not surprised that came from Tim and Michael, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Every time I go to a breakfast with Tim, it's a crazy story. And then when I go to breakfast with Mikey and Tim, I just sit there and listen.
It's amazing.
I just don't. They've lived lives I can't even
know.
comprehend.
It's
So
amazing.
normal.
All right, so I don't think anyone's going to top them. So we'll go to the next question. Katie submitted this one. This is fun. It's become a sort of tradition for you, Kat, to give us awesome fanfic prompts during panels and interviews. May we have another prompt, maybe with some ideas from the rest of the panel as well. Maybe the whole cast can help concoct one. So, Kat, maybe you can take the lead here, but if you all want to chime in and give the Earpers some fanfic prompts, I'm like, let's do it.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I don't want to do the quarantine one because we kind of already have that, and that's a prompt you guys can use for sure, which is great. Okay. Let's say that the roles were reversed and Wynonna was at the bottom of the well. Okay. Somebody take it from there.
Wait, we continue the story?
Yeah. Continue the story.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, guys.
I'm picking randomly.
Wynonna was in the bottom of the well, and she was 7 years old, and she only had one leg.
Okay.
Emily?
Oh my God. There's no bad ideas when you're brainstorming. There's just ideas we put on the maybe pile. That's all I'm gonna say.
She throws her other leg
Okay.
up out of the well.
Yeah.
With a rope attached to it.
I feel like this is a lot less sexy than a lot of fanfic.
Varun's gonna make it sexy. Watch it.
Here it is, Varun.
Okay.
Good luck with the 7-year-old and the one leg. Good luck, Varun. Bring the sex.
There's a
Varun,
rope and there's
anything?
a second leg above ground.
Varun?
I'm just going to the darkest places, and I realize this is like PG-13.
Oh, go there. I love it. Go.
Come on, Varun, take us there.
A necrophile gets a hold of this leg, and this is not a good situation.
It's amazing.
Okay, Tim, what are you going to add on?
Flash, way hot high school. Way hot in high school. They meet in high school. And this time Nicole's the cheerleader, and Waverly is the basketball player, and Bobo's the principal, and Mercedes is going to make Jeremy a man. Go.
Oh,
Okay.
Love it. Whew.
Wow.
Or necrophilia, whichever one you guys pick.
Yeah,
pick
choose one or the other. Tim, anything you want to add to those marvelous prompts?
Which story am I adding on? Is the Wynonna
Either
The
story?
nice one. That's the PG one.
Look, get juggling Josh in here to mix things up. Let's go.
The Wynonna story ends with her waking up in a sweat at the homestead, freaking out from the insane dream she just had.
Right.
Aw, good
Waverly
rap.
is sitting on the edge of her bed and says, "What's wrong, sis?" She said she had a bad dream. They hug. End of scene.
And we're all in the
Love
bed
it.
with her.
There you
Yes.
go.
Can't she go out to see Doc in the barn?
No, we're all in the bed with her.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
One big quarantine love affair.
I actually think those were two great prompts, and I cannot wait to see what the Earpers come up with.
You know what, guys? Great rehearsal. When does this panel go live?
Yeah.
So we have some more important fanfic questions for you guys. Neko wants to know, where did Nicole get her red hair? Mother, father, grandparents? Because if they have children, we need to know how they would genetically work out. From Neko. Emily,
No?
I defer
Emily,
to
help. I mean, one of her parents? What do you mean? Where did she get her red hair from?
A box of hair
box?
dye.
A
Genetically.
box. I feel like Nicole has natural red undertones, and then a bit of fashion red has gone on throughout the years.
She brings it. Yeah, she embellishes it a little bit. Like
she brings it up. She poofs it up. But
I guess they want to know: is it like from Aunt Marie, or did Grandma Tammy have it, or I don't know.
Okay, so Nicole's
great characters.
Great.
I'm sorry.
Nicole's great grandma. This is inspired by a conversation I had with an Earper today. Nicole's great grandmother was the first. I don't even know if this is going to be historically accurate. Was the first woman to work in the New York Police Department. And she's the only other person in her lineage who's ever had red hair. It's like a piece of her has been reincarnated inside Nicole, and that's where she gets her hair from.
I'm not even like that. Gave me chills.
I love it. Me too. I love that.
Yeah, that gave me chills.
I sort of like pseudo stole a tiny bit of that from someone's real life story. She was telling me that she's like a 4th generation police officer.
Wow.
Goes all the way back.
Whoa.
Okay, that gave me chills. For real. I mean, like, I almost feel like you already like had that all ready to go, but great. Okay.
I stole it.
It's partially
it's an
stolen.
Homage. You borrowed it. It's an homage.
I borrowed it. I was inspired by it.
Yeah.
Homage.
Perfect. So Neko, there is your answer to that very important fanfic question. Manda asks, what other types of supernatural creatures or mythology would you guys like to see on the show? Why don't we start with Tim?
I've been watching the old original G.I. Joe, the Hasbro G.I. Joe. I don't know if anybody's seen that. And there's those twins that are awesome. They're like, and then you have Zartan and his gang that can and they can take people's faces and stuff. So I don't know what those people are called. Those people who change all the time.
Shapeshifters?
Shapeshifters. We need more of those. Unless we've had a bunch. I'm trying to think.
I don't think we have.
Yeah.
You know any shapeshifters? No shapeshifters?
Yeah, I watched the show. No shapeshifters. Yeah, so like a shapeshifter. Actually, Doc has been a shapeshifted the whole time. Hasn't even been him. He's been
Wyatt Earp.
He is Wyatt. I know our brains were in the same place.
High five!
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Doc is Wyatt.
Except for the slight weirdness with Wynonna. I love it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
don't make a face at me, Danny Kind, with your 7-year-old in the well. You're in this with us. Come on.
Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna go on.
Okay.
Danny, what about you? What other type of supernatural creatures or mythology would you like to see in the show?
What about, I would like to see, Emily, from He-Man, the guy, he rides a tiger. Why don't we have any tigers with fucking big masks on their faces?
Danny, did you watch Tiger King over quarantine?
Sure did.
I know, crazy.
Obsessively, I watched.
I know. Joe Exotic is Bobo's brother. Hear me out.
Have him on the show.
He's sort of in jail. But...
And then the newest villain is Carol Baskin.
Oh yeah.
I'm loving this. Kat, what about you? Any supernatural creature mythology you want to see?
I don't know, because we sort of have people. I would love to see like an actual supernatural thing that exists, but then we're sort of getting somewhere else, like a Groot type thing, or like a cute little supernatural thing, but it's not really the tone of the show, but I still think it would be fun.
I thought that's what Jeremy was, so I'm...
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He's our Groot.
He's our cute supernatural thing.
He's a cute supernatural thing. Yeah.
What about you? Oh, sorry.
I want to see some aliens.
Oh, yeah. That's on brand. That's on brand, baby.
That's the prize.
We have to have a meeting about that still, Emily.
I love that.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
Don't you know a couple that you could just call and ask to come on the show?
Yeah, seriously.
Get on that, sir.
Michael, I'm ready. Anytime, baby. I have time. I'm ready. Yeah.
Varun, what about you?
I was totally going to say what Michael said. Aliens. I just think that would be cool.
Okay. Emily?
I would just like to have enough money to have like 6 of anything versus like 1.5. Just kidding. I'm super happy. That sounded mean. No, I'm good. I think our special effects are amazing. I think our special effects in season 4 are really good. We have a new team and the stuff I've seen is really, really good. I'm pretty happy. I appreciate that the fans are here for the cast and the actors and they don't care so much if, like, I always say you can see the zipper up the back of the werewolf costume, but I still think we do okay. That being said, 7
You do
Godzillas.
more than okay.
Godzillas. Several
Yeah,
Godzillas.
Godzillas. Okay. Oh, I'm down for that. That sounds amazing. And you guys, I just want you to know this fan base is so passionate. I literally had people sending me questions being like, how can I help the show be successful from Norway? How can I help the show from Germany? Like, it's just, it's palpable, the love for the show. So, I mean, y'all know that more than anybody, but yeah. Case had a fun question. She wanted to see if you guys could tell us about any season 4 on-set pranks. Anything that happened while filming season 4. Anything coming to mind or like a good memory?
Yeah, I have one, but it's a Melanie prank, and I almost feel like she should be allowed to tell it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
No.
Varun and Tim, you do.
I'm not saying anything about Melanie Scrofano at any point ever in any situation.
Okay, well then maybe I'll save it for Melanie to tell because it's pretty fun. But how about this? She definitely made an effort to have an answer to that question this year.
Okay, good.
But I want her to be able to tell it.
Oh, good.
She's the resident prank.
And she also says to say hello to all the Earpers. I spoke to her
a
couple days ago, and she wanted to say hi and sorry that she can't be here, and just to pass on her love. So love from Melanie.
Chat, let's put Mel. I want to see a bunch of Mels. Mel. They already started. We miss you, Melanie. Mel hearts. Oh, they love you guys. Talking again about how passionate this fan base is, I told you that I put out these questions. I went to 2 Discord servers, and like I just got so many questions. We're like barely through, I think, honestly, a 5th of them. There's just so much that they wanted to ask you guys, but I know we're kind of running short on time, so I wanted to get to our video question. We showed this to you guys earlier. It is amazing cosplay. So let's take a listen really quickly. If we can pull that up and roll it.
Hello, HomeCon. This is Seb, and I would like to ask a question, or 2 questions really, to the Wynonna Earp panel, to Tim and Mike in particular, but also to Emily. First of all, I would like to know, in Season 2, Episode 8, where we traveled back into the past, into Purgatory, to meet Robert Swain and Doc Holliday, whether it was quite fun for you to play that sort of role reversal you see between the two, with Doc being more of an asshole and Robert being actually really nice and gentle. And secondly, related to that, I would love to know from Emily, why on earth Juan Carlo, who was there at the time, was an actual angel, did not save Robert Swain from sure death and damnation, since obviously he was a good man and didn't really do anything wrong, did he?
It's about what you would do to fix peace in the Middle East. Ready, set,
Okay,
go.
so we're live again. And so Tim unfortunately did not get to see this video beforehand. We had our dress rehearsal, and for some reason, Tim was in some VIP dress rehearsal. I wasn't really
away from the rest of us, like top tier.
A special one.
I wasn't privy to what happened, but so the question is for Tim and Michael. And Tim, just to kind of describe to you what was in the video, it was just honestly dope ass Bobo cosplay. I don't know how else to describe it.
One of the best cosplays I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's a girl, and she had a beard, and she had the hair, and she had the eyebrow, and she had a lot of people missed the eyebrow.
Yes.
No, she had the eyebrow.
No, it was
like
perfection.
So good.
And then she asked 2 questions for you guys. The first one's for Tim and Michael. I would like to know in Season 2, Episode 8, was it fun to have this role reversal with Doc being more of a beephole and Robert Swain actually being nice?
What's a beephole?
A beephole. Blank hole.
Oh, yeah.
Well, first,
you want to go first?
Well, yeah. Bobo's got an eyebrow thing? What?
In case you want to wear, yes.
He's got white in his
There's
eyebrow.
a little discoloration.
He's got it in his beard.
Okay,
It's
your
his beard.
No, it's in the eyebrow.
Okay, VIP. Okay, VIP. Like, whatever.
Tim, they bleached one of my eyebrows off.
I thought it was your beard, man. I thought it was like one patch of his beard.
It was his bull.
My eyebrow.
Oh, yeah. I'm always
You're too busy watching yourself.
I know.
I'm watching. What do you mean? I know. What is that?
You know what? Juggling has changed you.
Oh, gosh.
Hectic juggling.
Yeah, listen, any scene with Michael's amazing. And the other thing that you guys don't know about watching it, but we filmed that scene in this, like, probably my favorite set. It's down in like a real functioning Western town that not only can you film outside, but they're fully functioning sets that you can go inside. So we're like in a Western town. Everybody was dressed in the Old West stuff. So it was like, we got to make this little mini full-on cowboy movie in the middle of Wynonna Earp. It was awesome. And any scene with Mikey, I'm excited because I don't know what's going to happen. And it was fun to actually really to do that, because the first time I met him, the first scene with him was him stepping on my face, that iconic scene, and he put that cigarette out on me. It's like just pure power dominance. And then this other scene, we actually had the cigarello again, where I was blowing smoke in his face, and we did that as like a little homage Easter egg to the first time we had a scene together.
And
it was awesome.
It's a great story.
And we threw in the hat.
Yeah.
So in season 1, I take Doc's hat, and you never touch a cowboy's hat.
Yeah, and so I took. Yeah.
So like in season 1, I didn't know Tim. You know, we've never met until this show, and so I came on the show, and they have already established it. So I was really nervous and insecure about coming on in their show, and Tim's in character as Doc like all day. So I had to step on his head on my first scene on the show, but he was so cool. I knew I could play with Tim, but we worked out this gag where Tim's like, "You don't touch my hat. You can do anything else. You can touch it, but you don't touch a cowboy's hat ever." So I took his hat.
Oh, wow.
And then I smelled it and I did my thing. So then we did a little play on that in the flashback when it was Robert Spain and Doc Holliday. Doc takes, you took my hat, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
I love this.
There's a lot of like, games that we play when me and Tim play, when we work.
Obviously, everybody's
And
noticing.
then I took your hat again when my hair goes white and the knife is stabbed you in the
thing. Yeah, that's correct. That's the day you licked my eyeball. Varun was there.
Exactly. Yeah, that was my first scene with Varun.
Yeah.
That was my first scene.
That's
And
why
I
I'm
took your
surprised
hat.
you didn't notice the eyebrow. You got your face licked by Mikey.
Yeah, I'm always just looking at Mikey's eyes, not his eyebrows.
Oh, wow. Okay. I love how we go from this like really touchy moment and then it just kind of goes to eyebrow licking, and I'm like, okay, cool. Derail a little bit.
Me and Tim are working in like a little love scene between us for years now. And
Aww. Fanfic prompt.
I know, seriously.
Oh, they're out there already.
Emily, the second part of that video question was, why was Juan Carlo an actual angel? Why did he not save Robert Swain from death and damnation when he's a good man and didn't do anything wrong? End quote.
Oh, good. Notes. It's good. It's good to get notes to keep you like fresh and remember what that feels like. Like, I think that this is too like weird, but I think one of the big themes of the show is free will and how humans have it and have the choice to make, like, is Wynonna just destined to do all these things, or does she have any choice in the matter? And I think the characters in our show are constantly kind of like coming up against that. Like, do we have any free will, or has destiny already decided how things are going to happen for Bobo or Nicole or anyone? So I think Juan Carlo kind of, if he was an angel, he was never allowed to interfere, right? As much as he knew that Robert Swain was still in Bobo, I think he had to let Bobo make his own choices. Do you think that's fair, Michael?
Well, I think if you step in, you're robbing them the right of redemption.
That's it, right? You have a choice. So
just like real life.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Michael, I definitely want to get this question in. This is from Kasha, and she originally sent me an essay, but I shortened it down to 2 sentences. Okay. So basically it said, Michael, I'd love if you could address Bobo's storyline over the course of season 3, any insights you might have, or reflect upon playing such an incredible and complicated character over the past 3 seasons, because without question, Bobo is complicated. So take it away. Where to begin on that one, I guess.
It's all, for me, it's all, if I could crack Emily's brain open and just let it spill out, I would
You
have
would
all the
find
answers.
mashed potatoes.
I would mash potatoes.
No,
But
thank you,
for
no.
me, all I can say is from season 1 to season 3, it's been a Bobo journey for myself. I never know where he's going to go next, but I've loved the decline of Bobo from season 1, who's this powerful figure, to season 2, he's gone a little bit insane in the insane asylum, stealing women's coats, to season 3, where he's stripped away from everything. His, if there's any humanity left in him, it's been stripped away. Even his revenant gang has been stripped away. He's alone. He was alone for the first time, to the point where he actually had to wear that awful rubber suit.
Oh my God. It was so hot on set, Michael. I'm so sorry.
Where, if the
It was
fans
like
are
wearing
watching
a portable sauna for
it
Michael
was,
Eklund.
it was made out of
Awful.
rubber, recycled rubber tires, and with a rubber beret,
gosh.
a black leather beret. And I do you remember where I almost fainted?
Yes.
And I had to run off. I've never run off set.
No, you're the guy who's like shovel the snow on top of my face. And I'm like, no. Like the fact that you almost fainted, I'm sorry.
I had to walk off set and just rip it off me because I was like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
But it was perfect because that's Bobo.
Yeah.
He's just like in this horrible, silly.
Yeah, I deserve this. Yeah.
Anything that was like cool or powerful or masculine about Bobo was just stripped away completely. And so it was hard as an actor to see this character that I love playing so much be such a loser in season 3. But it's for the sake of the show. And as an actor, you can't take it. You can't carry your character with him where it's affecting you personally. And Bobo does that for me. I'm very protective over him, but I trust Emily so much that I'm just like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's been the best out of like 20 years it's been the best role I've ever played.
Oh my gosh.
That's lovely, Michael.
I
still remember talking to Michael Eklund for the first time, being like, so I don't know, maybe you could come play this guy, Bobo Del Rey. I was so nervous.
You called me and I was in Germany, and you called at 4 a.m.
So classy, first of all.
You wanted to have a meeting, and you said, okay, and you pitched 2 characters that I could play. And you pitched Bobo Del Rey, and you pitched Wyatt Earp. And you said I could play either one of them. And my answer was, how many episodes is Wyatt Earp in? And you said 2. And I said, how many episodes is Bobo in? You're like, 9 or 10. I'm like, Bobo.
Yeah. And then we just kept adding you. That happens a lot, right, Kat Burrell? And Danny Kine?
You're so suited. I cannot see you ever playing
anyone
else. Yeah.
That's all.
Thank you.
All our characters. It's all right here in this woman's mind.
No.
Like you're destined.
Yes, and you always apologize, but we love it
I just
so
think
much.
I appreciate that, but there's no way. I've never been on a show where the actors elevated the material so much. Like it's so beyond my wildest dreams. And one of the biggest gifts is when I get a scene that you guys have done, and you've done it in a way that I never thought it could be done, but I trust you guys so much that it's always so delightful and exciting, and you feel brave enough and confident enough in the material to take chances that I think the fans here respond to. I've never had a cast like this that just made me feel like you guys make me and the show look amazing every single episode. It's such a gift. So
we have that on video.
I cut it off. I cut the feed. No one's listening.
It's in. We got it.
Guys, chat is like, this is so emotional. You're making me tear up. You are a gift. You guys are getting me emotional here. Talking about Emily's incredible mind, I thought this would be a fun one to kind of transition to. Vanilla Dip asked,
what's your problem, Andress? Let's bring it down a notch.
Vanilla Dip asked, and this is for Jeremy too, could we get some insight into how Jeremy's powers were created from the writer's room? It's very original, to say the least. So how do you guys want to answer that?
For a second, I thought you were like meant it as a pun, and then I forgot his powers come from his groin.
Yeah. I remember the story of like how he's like,
yeah,
he was like in a car accident, and then he was like stuck in the car with his mom's body for days. I always thought that
It's
was pretty
so-
crazy.
I think that like it made him like that's why he's such an empathetic guy. I think he knows what suffering actually is. And then you wouldn't like see that if you look at him, he's so
No.
cheerful and joyful, but I think that's precisely why, because he
I
doesn't
think-
want anyone to
I think that's Jeremy's true superpower is his just immense empathy. Just like more and more in today's world, I feel like that is so unique and it takes so much bravery to be like that. And I think like you just see it when Varun's on screen too. I feel like you yourself, Varun, are so much like that. It's really amazing, the marriage of character and actor. But also I think that's what Jeremy brings is he's just so brave enough to like do the right thing and be empathetic all the time that like, yes, I love the supernatural stuff and I know we'll explore it, but just he is a miraculous in that he's not necessarily the strongest, but he's so brave and always fighting for everybody else.
not hard for me because I like love all of you guys so much.
Aw.
I'll say this about you, Varun, is like we've only gotten to know each other while working on the show, but you're so empathetic on camera and off camera that it makes my job harder to be mean to you.
Aww.
Yeah.
Listen.
You still do it, Michael.
Yeah, get in there and lick his eyeball. Come on, let's go. Yeah.
Your eyeball's next.
Danny, I have a question for you. This one is from Tilly and Lauren about Wynonna and Working Moms. Danny, how did you prepare for the role of both Mercedes on Wynonna and Anne on Working Moms?
For Anne on Working Moms, she is a hybrid of a lot of women that are in my life already. My sister, my best friend, there's like qualities of all of these women in that character. So every time I feel lost with her, I kind of lean on that. And I have an amazing coach that I work with to prep for that. For Wynonna Earp, I don't know what I'm doing 99% of the time.
Remember when you got cast as a realtor and then you showed up and we ripped your face off and then we put you in a giant dress with a rotting face?
Yeah.
And like one time Danny was in the van with me and she's like, I just want to know what I'm doing. And I was like, I gotta go. I don't have time.
In the car, you were like, hey, Danny, you said all this stuff. And then we were at set and you got out and I was like, I don't know anything more.
I know.
Danny, do you remember you and I, we met for the first time, like we were going to shoot the next day together. And we met for the first time in the workout room of the hotel. And we both were like, wait, what's going on? What do we do? What are we supposed to do? Because we didn't know the tone or anything. Like we were a bit, it was
Legit,
so funny.
No, dude. And also you were like, hi, Danny, I'm on Working Moms. I was like, you are? Who are
Love it. Too funny. Tim, I have one for you from Orange Scissors. They wanted to ask about mustache maintenance and what products you use.
Oh.
The mustache is not my department. It belongs to a gentleman by the name of Gunther. For 4 years, he has the actual dimensions of the mustache. The first thing he did was bring out his dimensions when I came back for season 3. We filmed a video of me shaving this time, but then he came out with his ruler and checked everything, and he was quite content. And it was funny because he was actually a little shocked, and he was like, "Ooh, we need to take it down." So it was a big deal for him that he had to take a little bit off this year. But I don't touch it.
That's a real mustache thing. You're making it sound like that.
Yeah.
Your mustache is real.
Yeah, 100% real mustache. Yeah.
Tim,
Sounds like
can
you're
you tell
saying-
everyone exactly how many days it takes you to grow that mustache?
Yeah, it takes 92 days.
So Tim will say, I just need 92 days from the first day of shooting. I need that warning. And I'm like, okay.
92-day warning. Love it.
Yeah.
Will we ever see a mustache list? Will we? Doc? Mustache-less Doc? No?
These are not. That's way above my pay grade. I show up. I hit a mark and I say
Tim
wonderful
pleads the
words
fifth.
by Emily Andress and her wonderful group of writers.
Okay, pleading the fifth there. Jeremy, we got a fun one for you. This one is from Kesha. What are your hopes for Jeremy and Robin's relationship moving forward? And we often hear about Way Hot, but what's their couple name going to be?
Yeah.
Jetri, I think. Yeah.
I think that's the name.
What is it?
Jetri.
Who came up with
Robin's last name is Jet.
Ah, okay. I'm down.
What do
How
I
do you-
hope for? You gotta watch season 4, baby.
Okay. Okay. What about a
'Cause I
dream
know the
date?
spoilers.
What
Huh?
would Jeremy's dream date with Robin be like?
You know, as sad as this sounds, I think it's the same thing as a private D&D campaign together.
Yeah.
Aw, that's super cute. Kat, we have a question for you. What little arguments would domestic way hot get into, if any, forgetting to
Oh.
wash dishes, hair in the shower, etc.?
Oh man. What arguments would they get into? I think gosh, it's a good question. I think they live really well together. I do think they live really well together. I think it would be things like Nicole. I think Waverly's so in the moment, and she would like do the dishes and leave them on the counter and be like, let's just go to bed. Like, we don't need to. And Nicole be like, but I have to wash them before we go to bed. Like, I don't want them. They're going to smell weird. And then I think it would be things like that where she would have such a hard time like resisting anything that Waverly wanted to do, but she would be like slowly cleaning up behind her. However, Waverly's a really organized person too, but I do think she's her whimsy and stuff Nicole would like go along with, but then also be cleaning up like little messes of sprinkles from making cupcakes and like.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes,
I have a question.
yes.
Whose closet is bigger?
Ooh.
You know what? In a weird way, I think it might be Nicole's.
Really?
Like you would
Oh,
think
I'm
it would be
surprised.
Waverly's, but because I think
Yeah.
Nicole would have like her uniform, and then she would have like her outdoor gear, and then she would have her normal day clothes. So she would have lots of sets. Because I think Nicole's so practical that she has like the shirt and the pair of pants and the boots for every specific activity. And because she spends a lot of her time in uniform, I feel like she has multiple sets of clothing, and then she's out in the woods hiking and rock climbing. So I don't know why. I just feel like she would have the bigger closet. Whereas like, and Waverly's clothes are also tiny. I feel like she could fold them and like Marie Kondo them into IKEA boxes inside a
Aw.
dresser.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Guys, chat loves your answers. Like literally, there's a response to everything. Really, huh? Interesting. That's too cute. Cute. Love hearing about what a day in the life of Way Hot would be. So they absolutely love your answers. This one is for Michael. Riley Bear. Curious if Michael actually likes wearing all those fur coats.
Of course. Yes. I do. First, it's very cold in Calgary when we shoot the show. It's winter.
Maybe not in the back half of season 4. Buckle up. Yeah.
We'll see what the weather is. But you know, when I'm working with Dominique, you know, and she's wearing these really small little outfits, she's freezing. Like she'll wear her coat right before they say action. I have a fur coat. I'm shirtless all the time, but I'm so toasty and warm all the time. I love the fur. I can't play Bobo without the coat. Like I show up on set, I'm like, I'm Mikey. I don't know what to do. And then they put the coat on me. I'm like, all right, let's rock. The coat is, I want those coats someday. Like, yes. The answer is yes. The short answer is yes. Yes. I love the
They're
coat.
great coats. And our cosplayer had a great coat on too. I was like, she's just killing it.
Powerful.
So a couple of questions for everybody. What are your characters' biggest strengths and weaknesses? What life lessons have you learned from playing them? Danny, I'm going to start with you because you popped up first on my Zoom chat.
I don't. It's so funny. I want to answer as Mercedes, and I don't think she thinks she has any weaknesses.
Amazing. Totally true.
Love it.
I feel like I get to play women that are that have an odd sort of strength to them that maybe comes across. A lot of women that I know can relate to these kinds of women. So, is that an answer?
That's
Nope.
great. Micron put true when you said that Mercedes would be like, nothing's wrong with me. What are you talking about? I have no weaknesses. What about you, Varun? With Jeremy?
What kind of strengths and weaknesses does he have?
Yeah, what are his biggest strengths and weaknesses? What do you love about him? What are you like, come on, man?
I think his like biggest strength is his like brain. You know, I think that he can logic and figure things out at an incredibly high rate. And I think the empathy we talked about too, it like plays a lot into that. He's always putting people first And that's like such a wonderful thing. He's not putting himself first in any of these scenarios. And I think his biggest weakness is he doesn't know how to interact in social situations. Like he always puts his foot in his mouth. And he's always saying the wrong thing. You know, but he's trying. So,
Aww.
But I maybe a wild man in bed. I think we need
oh,
to.
I didn't say D&D. They're completely naked. That's
Wild.
Oh, yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Michael, what about you? What are Bobo's biggest strengths and weaknesses in your opinion, and what have you learned from playing him?
I actually have, I think a lot about the characters I play, so I thought about this one, and I use a lot of myself. So I think for Bobo, his strengths are he never gives up. He just keeps going. He just keeps going, no matter what happens. He keeps. The guy, he tries. Like he's dedicated to getting out of this triangle. And his weakness is he trusts everyone. He trusts Willa. Look what happened. He trusts Doc back in the 1800s. Look what he did. He trusts Waverly. She melted my brain. Like everybody Bobo trusts, eventually, is he really the bad guy? Really? Because, he trusts everybody and they all screw him in the end. But this is me playing him, so I have to see it this way.
Bobo. It's in chat right now.
The lessons he's learned is swans do not mate for life.
Oh, heartbreak. And by the way, chat just says sad Bobo, poor Bobo, over and over. Oh my God, there's so many. It's just a waterfall of poor
That's my
Bobo.
plan, is everybody just feel sorry for Bobo.
Aww. Okay, Kat, what about you with Nicole?
I think Nicole, her strength is that she's very good at taking care of everybody. And she's like the type of person where if she says she's going to do something, she will never let you down, no matter what. And I think her weakness is almost the flip side of that. I think it's that she has a really hard time asking for help and accepting help, especially when she really needs it.
Your answers are giving me chills again. You guys are just too good at this.
Those are good answers.
Yeah. Tim, what about you with Doc? Doc is very complicated as well. So biggest strengths and weaknesses, any life lessons you've learned?
I mean, I definitely think patience is a big thing whenever I think of Doc Holliday. He's really good at learning to be alone. But I think that's also his weakness, that he doesn't have to be, maybe. But I don't care about that. I want to say this about Jeremy. I loved season 3 arc of Jeremy. I just want to say this because I noticed how much he started sticking up to himself with Wynonna.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From like where he came in 2 to 3. I know it has nothing to do with this question, but when he was talking, it reminded me of it. Because as kind of empathetic as he is, he's also starting to like find his groove, baby. Like,
I love it. And even
Tetchy's got his groove back.
Season 4, I love where Wynonna and Jeremy are at. Like that's one of my favorite relationships. It's just because you kind of see his growth through her. Yeah, I guess you see all of our growth through Wynonna. But like it's so exciting to have the interactions change over time.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite little relationships when I watch. And as a fan, I remember that season 3. Like just every time I saw those two interactions, because they had grown so much, which is great. That's in the writing and the acting, so it's great. And I just remember every time that came up, I was like, "This is good stuff."
Tim, I just wanted you to know that chat loved your answer. They put. Default Slug said, Tim is a precious cinnamon roll, 4 hearts.
A Cinnabon roll.
Oh, Cinnabon.
There we go. Okay. Emily, I want to know what life lessons you have learned from orchestrating this entire show. I can't imagine because you kind of have a part to play with all of these different characters. So what have you learned in this whole process?
Well, I guess I would take... Probably the biggest thing I've learned is from the fight for Wynonna whole thing that happened for season 4. That was really hard, I think, when season 4 went down. It was so unexpected. I feel like this little show, so much of its charm has been that it's an underdog and it's been a big fight the whole time. Not a horrible fight, an amazing fight with incredible people, but just I feel like that's part of our charm. And when season 4 went down, there was a long time where I knew it was going to go down. And finally, I kind of was like, oh, we can't really do this alone. I kind of have to take a chance and see if we can rally everyone who has ownership of the show. And that means like the cast and the fans. And I remember emailing people on this chat and saying like, I think I'm going to do this thing on Twitter. And you guys were all amazing. Kat, you were like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And I guess what I realized about the fight for Wynonna more than anything is like, life is hard, so you might as well fight for what you want. Like, honestly, that's the truth. It's always going to be hard, and like, you can't dodge how hard life is going to be, and you can't necessarily like hide yourself away and hope that everything works out okay. It's going to be hard anyway, so you might as well like fight like hell for what matters to you, because then you won't feel helpless. You'll feel like you made a difference. And I just feel like that's a lesson I want to take, is like I really know what's important to me and what matters to me, and this is one of those things. So thank you very much.
That's a great answer.
A beautiful answer.
Everyone's like, we love Emily. We love Emily. All this M love right now in the chat. Man, you guys, this is so much fun. Unfortunately, we are going to have to wrap up. I know you guys can't say much about season 4, but Emily, is there anything that you can tell us? Because I know that all the fans want to know anything. Anything.
I will say, no, I feel like these guys can go rogue and say something. No pressure. I will say it exists, which is amazing. I would say, I said this to a lot of people in my one-on-one chat. Like, we have filmed the first 6 episodes. I think you will be so amazed at how good the cast is. Everybody came back just like at full strength, but they just pushed themselves, and the stuff they delivered is so funny and so good and so rich. And it's such a pleasure to coming back to these characters that are already established. I hope you like it. I just can't wait for you to spend more time with these people. And I'm confident that we will get back to it, and we will give you season 4 and hopefully beyond. And also, what else can I say?
That's enough. That's
what do you guys want to say?
That's perfect.
It's been crazy. Do you think it's as crazy as previous seasons?
I think season.
Sorry,
Go
Tim,
ahead.
go.
No, go. You
I
go.
feel like we're going to say a similar thing. You should go.
No, you go.
You go.
I'm sure we're going to say the same thing. It's like
it just.
Don't say worst season ever. Don't say worst season ever.
Go, Kat. Go ahead.
It's the opposite. I feel like it's like level up.
Yeah.
It
100%.
just felt like next level, and it was just so game time by the time we got started that I just feel like it's a whole other level. Everything felt elevated this
Best
year.
season by far.
By far.
Oh my
I would
God,
say
you guys.
almost magical. I mean, I think everyone was very aware, and I mean everyone, like I felt it from all aspects of crew, from production to actors, just every department, I think almost lost something they really love and care about. And then they came back with just, we're going to love this thing so much because we had it and we lost it. And, you know, we all knew we loved it when we had it, but when you almost lose something you love, man,
I know.
Yeah. So it's a magical season. And what Emily and her writers have done for the Earpers is just, I can't wait. Everyone's it's great.
It's all you guys.
Up
Let's
and
watch
down.
401. Let's watch 401. I want to show you guys 401.
Can't wait.
Does
Can't
anyone
wait for
else
the
want to come? Oh, I can't see the
insanity.
chat. Sorry, guys.
Chat is going nuts, you guys. I just want you to know, like, I have never seen such an active chat. I just constant emotes. I can't even catch questions sometimes. And there's a lot of
mostly the jugglers? Is it the juggling community?
Unfortunately, not as much about the juggling, but a lot of fight
shit.
for Wynonna and a lot of win for Wynonna. And just hearts. They love you guys so much. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up this amazing panel. You guys are fantastic.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Jackie.
much for doing this. Yes. And a big thanks to IDW Entertainment for generously donating the Wynonna Earp Blu-rays and merchandise that we gave away in chat. We love you, Earpers, so much. And again, don't forget to hit the donation button under this video and help out first responders first.
It was such a gift to see you guys this weekend.
so
We love you
wonderful.
guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie. Thanks,
Yes.
HomeCon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. Earpers, 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 Earpers.